Hi, this is Johnny Parker, and this is the July update of Allotmenty, and it's been a good month for growing. I think there's been a lot of water, a load of water in June, and there's been quite a bit of sunshine as well, so everything is like grown massively, including the weeds. So I'll just do a quick tour. I'll start around the front, my little wheelbarrow. I need a bit of a strim going on here. Although the rhubarb's done well. I've had some giant stalks off this. Some of it's huge, absolutely huge. Very big stalks, that one. Fantastic. So my painted wheelbarrow's coming on well. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Dahlias, gladioli, lobelias, anemones. Kind of lost count of what I put in there really, but it all seems to be doing okay. This bit needs a trim, as you can see. I started off some outdoor cucumbers at home, but while I was away the slugs had a go at them, so they've been pretty damaged. So I've put them in to see if they'll grow, and they're starting to come on a little bit now. I've put them around this old step ladder because I've seen that on Pinterest somewhere, and it works a treat. They all grow up around it. So the first earlies have been fantastic. These lady crystals, I'll see if I can dig a few out in a minute. Absolutely gorgeous, the nicest spuds I've had. Reminds me of the ones my dad used to grow when I was a kid. So lovely. And the peas are starting to come on now. They took ages to get going, and there's still a lot who never came up, so I need to put a few old canes in there to support them. The onions this last week have gone bananas, and got some nice big ones coming up here. They're pushing their way through the holes. I think the membrane has kept a lot of the stuff down. As you can see, there's some mare's tail which is forcing its way up. So, but I've been able to keep on top of it really, mostly. Because I dug it out first, it comes up with a fair bit of root because it's off on the ground up. Broad beans, been a bit of a mixture really. As you can see, they've all kinds of bugs on them, and some of them have been hit a bit by black fly and looking a bit poorly, but the healthy ones have been fantastic. As you can see, there's some like ginormous pods. Look at that one, it's huge, and they're really tasty, absolutely gorgeous. So you mix some of those with the new potatoes. Oh, it's just brilliant. And a bit of my mint that's growing wild by the shed there. So the raspberries are getting a bit overgrown, as you can see. It's kind of hard to get in and weed them, but I've just had to let it go for now because been too busy. And I've had a bit of a disaster with the fruit bushes. The pigeons. Oh God. I hate pigeons, but they've got in there and they've sat on stuff, broken all the branches off. Look at this, broken the branches off and eaten all the rest of the fruit. And even more, just before I went on holiday up to the Hebrides, I planted some cauliflowers and some broccoli and sprouts, and come back and I hadn't covered them up, and they're absolutely devastated. And I've covered them up now. But as you can see, look at this, just eaten everything to death, absolutely annihilated it. And these collies have just come up in the last week. That one's a little bit, that's probably the best one. Some of them have all gone a bit sort of black looking really, and I don't know what that is. It's a bit weird, but I mean, I did read before I put them in, the collies were a bit difficult to grow. So not too worried about them. It's been an experiment, to be honest. My sweet corn's coming on well. I've got the old squash in there, beautiful flowers, got some fruit coming on it as well, so that's going to be good. These are my main crop spuds, the zeros, and they're growing like crazy. The transplanted strawberries, frog alert. Just get in the camera there, mate. Whoa. Look at him. Whee, look at up there. Plenty of places to hide. These have come on really well. They haven't been nibbled too much, and I've had quite a bit of fruit really, considering, and I think there's going to be a fair few runners like this, and I'm going to pot these up and I'll fill up the rest of the plot for next year. Top of the plot, I've got some beans. These took ages to get going, I don't know why, but they're doing all right now. Got a squash in there as well, that's getting some fruit on it. So they're starting to come along, a bit slow. Some of them didn't take at all. You can see there's some gaps in there, but finally managed to get some work done on my greenhouse. So the final opinion, after humming and hawing a lot, was that I'd just try and patch it up for now. So I managed to put some glass in, all on one side. There was a lot of glass missing, and I've covered all this side where most of the glass was missing in poly. One of the lads in the allotment, Dave, gave me a bit of poly that left over from fixing up his old greenhouse, and I've basically sort of wrapped that round some battens. Started at the top of the roof and wrapped it around the batten and stapled it like this, and then screwed the batten to the top beam, pulled the middle down tight first, and then screwed this one down, and basically worked out from each side, and then put a batten in at the end. So it's a bit flappy, as you can see, because you can't really get it stretched over it like you can with a frame, you know. What I might do is put a bit of rope across the middle, because that will stop it flapping, so I can leave the window open a little bit. And I cleared all my crap out, put it in that pile over there. I say crap, but it's just a lot of like terracotta pots and plant pots and bits and pieces that was in here. So now I've actually got some toms in, and they're a bit behind, I suppose, but they're playing catch up now. These are proper weedy. These came out of some stuff here which are a bit crap really, so I don't know if they'll do anything, but I've got some more back home ready to put in, and I'll see if I can find something else to put in here now. I've fixed it up. Got one of these hoses the other day. It's one of them packs into a little bag, and then when you fill it full of water, it expands like crazy. And it's been good, but it doesn't quite stretch from my tap, which is like right at the top of the next plot up by that brown shed in the distance there. So I need to find a proper coupling for it to connect it up to some other old hose I've got. And so there we are really. July, everything's coming on well, considering it's the first year. There'll be a lot more to do next year. Just like to say, my neighbour Dave and his girlfriend Liz, they've done a great job of transforming the plot next door. They've got loads of stuff growing, absolutely loads, and they've even got their own little patio area there, which is really lovely. And he's fixed up the greenhouse a little bit, got loads of stuff growing in there. It's got beans and onions and spuds and strobes and raspberries, so he's doing a great job there. It's amazing how fast he's worked. I mean, he's done loads more than I have really in the time he's had available. So it's good to have a good neighbour, and you know, he'll do a bit of watering for me as well if I go on holiday. So, and I'm happy to return the favour, because that's what you do. It's proper allotmenty. So this has been Johnny Parker with Allotmenty in July, and we'll see you all again soon. Don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell for alerts. I've not been doing too much lately because I've been trying to get a book out. I've got a book that's just been published, and I've got the next one on pre-order already, so I've got to finish that by the end of July, and then there's 4 more after that before Christmas. So I like to have plenty to keep me out of mischief. So I'll see you again next time.